Good morning, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the session on Oracle Risk Management Cloud 23D patch overview. And we are happy to host you yet another time to go through the list of updates and some interesting, cool new features which has been added as part of Oracle Risk Management Cloud's the last patch update, which is the last patch update for the year. There are a lot of interesting updates and the various features which are on for the taking. And we are more than happy to take you through the session to just give you a glimpse of what exactly 2223D holds in store for you and your organization as you embark on the risk management journey. You might be an existing customer utilizing Risk Management Cloud, or you could be as new as considering what to do, how to take it across, what to do to make sure that you have a risk aware culture within your system, within your environment, and there is a collaboration to achieve the objective of securing the organization inside out. So, having said that, let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Samson, the host for the day, and more than happy to discuss the session and the objectives with you all. I'm a senior director looking into the Oracle advisory practice for TRP Global, the largest implementation partner of Oracle Risk Management Cloud globally. So, having said that, let me quickly get started with the session and the key topics for today. But before that, just keeping in mind the audiences who are pretty new to Oracle Risk Management Cloud, I would like to quickly give you a glimpse of what Oracle Risk Management Cloud is, how effectively that can manage the risk of your organization. So, effective Oracle risk management or effective risk management is structured in three pillars. A, or the foundation, which is controlling user accesses, which is the very foundation of ensuring the right people have the right accesses to your system. In these times, we have organizations which have multiple ERP platforms, wherein multiple ERP comes together to give you the entire integration to give a seamless system. So ensuring the right people have the right accesses, you might be using various techniques, various methods to achieve that, but with controlling user accesses, you achieve the foundation. Now, moving on to the next layer, once you have the right people having the right accesses, the concern becomes, are these people doing the right activity? And that's where monitoring of user activity becomes of a paramount importance that not only ensures that you have given the right people the right accesses, but also ensuring that these users are performing what they are supposed to do. And lastly, streamlining of your compliances. As part of the organization, you might be required to comply to various statutory requirements, the regulations, policies, procedures, and with streamlining of compliances, you have your risk management effectively covered. So, of all these pillars which I presented, there is much more depth to it. All the individual blocks breaks down into further granular use cases which Oracle Risk Management Cloud helps organizations to achieve. The controlling of user accesses is split into various four use cases via which you can ensure that in your Oracle Fusion environment, the users who have been given some application roles have the roles free from any kinds of segregation of duty violations or SOD violations. There is a continuous monitoring of your security and also ensuring that you do a periodic assessment or certification of various kinds of accesses you end up providing the end users. It could be implementation partners or anybody who logs in, but just ensuring that they have, at a periodic basis, reviewed their accesses will strengthen what we call as an organization's maturity in terms of understanding the application roles. The middle layer or the activity layer breaks down into two subparts. Monitoring or continuously monitoring, as I would more likely quote that as, ensuring that you have a continuous monitoring mechanism on your master data changes, your setup changes, and also on the parallel, ensuring that any kinds of suspicious activity, you are able to take a look into it, monitor those transactions above a threshold. And finally, ensuring that there's a workflow and dashboard driven digitization of your risk and control matrices, which enables you to ensure that any kinds of certifications or assessments which you do on a periodic basis, is completely secure. And streamlining of the compliances brings in two additional layers to it. So you can automate or digitize your audit, which is internal audit of your internal controls, or you can use the same use case for your enterprise risk management, wherein you can go about capturing your various risks and controls and put in a likelihood and impact rating to it and do a periodic assessment. So all these 8 use cases are delivered by the Oracle Risk Management capability. And as a quick 5 minutes, this is what Oracle Risk Management tries to achieve at the various levels, from the grassroots to a complete visibility from an overall perspective. So having said that and setting up the context, Oracle in an year releases 4 updates, A, B, C, D. And towards the year of the end, as we look into a closure of the year, we have the surprise of 23D, which is the last update for Oracle Risk Management Cloud, holding various kinds of updates in the various layers, as you can see on the screen, be it the bottom, middle, and new. And there are some really cool surprises for EPM, Enterprise Performance Management. For the very first time, we have EPM data source also coming into the purview of Oracle Risk Management Cloud to give that complete analysis of segregation of duties or various kinds of access issues. So having said that, let me quickly dive into few of the really interesting 23D updates, wherein most of them has been very curated, picked off for the various audiences or kind of audiences who join the session to ensure that we give the right coverage to, if you're a partner, if you're an implementer, or even if you're a prospect looking into just get started with Oracle Risk Management Cloud. We have picked up very curated list of very subsetted activities or new updates which we would want to present, just to give you a very high level overview of what is in store. Again, I would say this is just scratching the surface. Get in touch with us or anyone from our team to get more details to any other feature. But let me get started on to give you a complete overview of what we are looking into as new updates. As you can see on your screen, we have the features listed, classified on the basis of whether it's a common update and also whether it's an FRC or the financial reporting compliance layer update, or lastly, if it's a control update. And as you can see, most of the changes are either belonging to small scale impact, or it's a change wherein the customer needs to take an action. And we, as a dedicated partners for Oracle Risk Management Cloud, working alongside Oracle at global level with various customers, we are happy to do a system check of your risk management health check with respect to the new updates and help you and advise you on what can be turned on, what could be the potential impact of turning something on, or how that could enhance how you have been using the solution and make it even more optimized to give you that seamless performance with respect to the UI, end user, as well as capability perspective. So all the updates, just one, it's a small scale improvement. Rest all, which we have curated as a high level overview list of updates, are mostly requiring customer actions. So let's take a deep dive into all of these one by one. And towards the end, we are more than happy to take any questions or any concerns you have. We have Sresh also on the call, who is the manager from our team advisory looking into few of the very prestigious Middle East customers at the chat box at your disposal to provide any answers to the queries which you would want to post into the Q&A panel. So without further ado, let's deep dive into these list of features and see what is in store, how we can improvise or how we can improve the various solution. So starting off with the risk common. As an implementer of Oracle Risk Management Cloud, we have seen that end of the day, no matter what is the analysis, no matter how complex the AI is, how complex the machine learning algorithms are, end of the day, everything boils down to how it gets reported in form of some reports or dashboards. So this is a new feature wherein the custom icon for Oracle Risk Management Cloud can now come with just a new privilege, wherein previously most of the implementers who are on the ground doing certain customization would have failed this problem of creating certain page integrations page customizations to get an icon in, but with a simple privilege, which is view risk management dashboard. Now, the user, if contains this particular privilege, can start viewing the dashboard icon altogether, wherein we can support you to build a very customized organization focused dashboard for you. And you can embed that into the icon so that it is readily available and makes your experience even more seamless as you go through the various operations. And the dashboard becomes a single point of truth for not only you, but also the auditors as well as the controls or compliance team who might exist in the organization to perform end-to-end functionality in one single screen. So this is a pretty cool feature, as I would say, from giving you that customization possibility to give that icon right there, right then, and giving you the capability to control who gets to see that icon with a single privilege. So here it's more like a small scale update. And if going forward, you as an organization wants to utilize it, you have to make sure all your custom roles contains this privilege, or if you are continuing using your predefined roles, you make sure that this is already coming in as part of the update. You don't need to make any other changes. So now let's move on to the various other kinds of updates from financial reporting compliance side. So financial reporting compliance is that compliance layer, which I started off with, where you can digitize your risk and control matrices, automate how you do the assessments, completely automate the way you see the assessments or your recording of the risks and controls being done. And in FRC, there is a most likely asked area or an interest feature, which is survey. So as you perform survey, you might be wanting to roll across surveys to various participants of that assessment, be it the business, be it any other end user. You might want to get some updates as part of the survey. And with this new feature, what you can do is you can create survey groups so that you can manage 500 up to people from an survey perspective, where you can include, exclude participants as you want to for your particular survey, which is part of the assessments you're doing. So say, for example, you are doing an assessment of certain control effectiveness. So to get certain responses back to from the finance end user, you might have been using mails, that you roll across mails asking for certain responses, asking for some evidences. But with survey feature, you can easily trigger a survey, which will be popping up as an icon for that end user. And in that survey, which is a very user-friendly survey, people can put in their evidences, the attachments and comments, and then return back the survey for you to capture everything completely recorded in the system. So with this new feature, you get to create groups with which you can roll out survey to focused group of people, having certain inclusion, certain exclusion, and then control the participants rather than doing it individually. Now the enhancement allows you to create groups and maintain a participant list, which on the go you can edit and take it across. And of course, as I mentioned, this could be helping you wherever there's a huge number of participants involved to manage them in batches and taking the survey to a new level of improved way of usage. And you can go about utilizing this feature to enhance how you perform your assessments and how you have been performing the assessments from a survey standpoint. So moving on from survey, now let's deep dive into the risk management, which is the controlling or the advanced access control, advanced financial control, and access certification perspective. So from a risk management side, the big early Christmas gift is the access certifier worksheet. So if any of you in your particular organization as a feature is using access certification, you would be very much interested into this new update, which is completely changing the look and feel of how you have been doing access certification. You can see a very enhanced page right now, more user-friendly, giving you end-to-end information, which is further drill downable, giving you more features to get fields into the certifier sheet. So as I was mentioning in the introduction part, you as an organization might be wanting to evaluate on a frequent basis the users who have certain super accesses, admin accesses, or IT security accesses. So maybe as part of an implementation, they might have been given, or certain users would have been given certain accesses. But now much into the time, is that access still relevant? Is the question which access certification helps you address and showcases that you are very proactively managing segregation of duty as well as performing certain access certification on a periodic basis to ensure the right people who have been given some sensitive accesses are continuously monitored. So with this new page, you can see as a glimpse, the certification name appears on the top. You get to see who is the certifier, and then with the role, which is the catch here, and each username coming up as the people who have certain accesses of that sort. And the certifier can put in the status of either remove the role, let the role continue, or ask for more justification to the line managers, to the business, whomsoever is owning that particular function wherein the certification is being performed. So with this new feature, you get to add a lot more other columns to the certifier sheet, which is the job name, the position name of the user, the role descriptions, and much more from that list. So to enable this, there's a small setup which is required, which is at the administrator for file level, you need to enable, which again is a very easy 7-step process. And if you're struggling to do that, we are more than happy to come in and support you. If you're not using access certification, please get in touch. If you are using, still get in touch. We'll be more than happy to help you understand the value, as well as if you are using it, also helping you understand how you can improvise or optimize the way you are using it. So this feature as a whole focuses or aims to improve the UI page and helps to improve the end user performance, which we had seen various of our customers also complaining that that was something which needs an enhancement. And now, as part of the last update, Oracle has that for you now. Now, let's move towards the entire focus point, which is the advanced controls, which, as you being a part of the Oracle Risk Management Cloud ecosystem, you're very well aware that with every quarter, Oracle add lots of new models. Currently, there's a very rich library of 250 plus models, controls across your ERP, supply chain, and HCM modules, which you can very well utilize with a click of a button, just import and start using it. As simple as that. But even on that side, with every quarter, Oracle is introducing a lot of new controls, models, enhancing a lot of them. A lot of fine tuning is happening on the various deployed models so that how you operate gets more streamlined and you get what as we call it as potential fraud situations only. So as part of this update, there are 2 new entitlements, 4 new updates to the entitlements, which overall has an update or impact on 36 new models which has been introduced. So if you are using a model called sensitive accounting period statuses, there's a very major update there that initially only one privilege, which is manage accounting period statuses, was recorded as a sensitive privilege. But now Oracle has improved that entitlement and segregated which period status exactly, AP, AR, GL, revenue, or projects. So all 5 module period statuses now can be captured as part of sensitive access. And it clearly tells you that which user has which of these 5 privileges because of which they have been flagged as a conflicting user or an incident user. So no longer you're confused that by period status, what do you mean? Which module is it belonging to? Such questions gets to the bay now. And with this 5 new privileges, you can now easily demarcate which user has which exact privilege. And that privilege name itself will tell you self-explanatory for which exact module is that violation or that incident of sensitive access coming up, and giving you more clarity, more investigating points to ensure that the right people have the accesses to the right set of period status accesses and they don't end up having some cross accesses. And then you regulate the way you are rolling across. So that is sensitive accounting period statuses. The next update is on the inter-journal entitlement. So you might be using various controls which has inter-journals as one side of the SOD control. So there is already a very well long list of 17 odd privileges, which is being monitored as part of inter-journals. So privileges are nothing but entry points which give a user access to perform various activities, which could be denoted or could be categorized as an inter-journal activity. So as part of that, Oracle has included three more privileges, which is overriding subledger journals, manage subledger journal entry manually, manage subledger accounting rule as three additional privileges which has been included into your enter journal entitlement. So there is a very long list of models which has been updated as part of 3D, but we are just capturing top five. And I'm very confident that if you're using Oracle Risk Management Cloud, you might be having one or two of these of the list, or otherwise there's a very long list to explore as well. So if you're existingly using any of these models, the impact is that if you want to update, you need to make sure that you reach out to the right team members and have the updated version of enter journals imported into your model, and then deploy your control so that now your updated model contains these three privileges as well as you go about it. Otherwise, this new set of privileges are the ones which has been left behind. But if you notice, manual entry of journals and accounting rules has been something which we have been also asked that why that is not included. But now with this update, those are also in. Update number, the next update is on to the security IT privileges, which is IT security privileges is anything which is sensitive to your IT systems or your applications. So now what you have, your store is a new privilege, which is manage all application profile values to ensure that nobody ends up changing any profile related information. And then what you get to see is a very refined list of users who have sensitive IT security privileges of managing the users, managing the roles, the security, the profile, all these things. So with this new update, a new privilege has come in. Now let me go to the very big surprise which Oracle now has brought in finally, which is the integration of RMC to EPM as well, which is Enterprise Performance Management. So Oracle started on with the Oracle Fusion as the main point, and this particular move shows that how dedicated they are to ensure that other cross-platform on the Oracle side like EPM and such modules are also getting integrated. So now we have a data source for EPM, account receivable, account reconciliation, cloud services also integrated now with RMC. So now, apart from Oracle financials, procurements, and all those modules, along with it, you have EPM ARCS set of controls as well getting introduced. So with EPM ARCS, which is the account reconciliation cloud services, you can perform segregation of duties across EPM and cloud, and also check for any sensitive accesses within EPM's ARCS module. So now with this new set of update, EPM also now gets the due attention from Oracle Risk Management Cloud, because most of the customers have been complaining for quite some time that they do have EPM. So why is that getting excluded? But now with such new entries coming on to securing your accounts reconciliation, now we have data sources which takes care of that as well. But to deploy that or to make sure that you start utilizing the EPM ARCS data source, there are a few steps or setups which you need to perform with respect to synchronizing the data from the EPM side. You must have been already doing the synchronization for your Fusion to run the various Oracle Risk Management Cloud controls. A similar kind of seamless integration or synchronization now needs to be done to EPM as well, to extract the role responsibility information from EPM, bring that into Risk Management Cloud for processing. So with that processing engine sitting in Risk Management Cloud, you can perform all the activities for EPM ARCS as well, with a selective list of models which will start appearing for your environment once you're going to 23D, and with Risk Management Cloud coming in handy to help safeguard the EPM side as well from an access perspective. So just the one prerequisite here is that when you want to sync the data source or to import the data source for EPM, the role which you are using needs to contain the two new privileges, which is to manage the additional data source, which is nothing but the ARCS data source. So if you are using a seeded role that's completely fine. It'll be automatically updated. But if you're not using it, happy to assist you there. You can ping us, you can mail us, or even you can go to Oracle website and check their 23D updates, release notes to get more clarity on how you can do the synchronization and start utilizing the EPM side of controls as well. Now, having discussed the key part of EPM ARCS now, we just have one last update to share with in this short span, which is some updates to the various audit controls or the key configuration changes control which were there. Oracle has introduced few new attributes to give you more depth into what you get to see. So there are various audit controls which are looking into frequent changes to the master data or setup. But with these updates, you can see that there are a lot of new attributes to which you can see who is changing what from what old value to what new value. So if you are using any absence audit control, you can say the unit of measure or UOM as well. If you're using some general payable option uh, audit controls, now you can get to see the account derivation methods as well. If somebody changes it, you get to clearly get your system gets notified if you're using that control with what changed and who was exactly changing those changes. And also these item, key flex field, requisition, roles, you can see the respective new attributes which came in to facilitate and ensure that the audit controls which you are using now gives you more information with respect to the old and the new values coming in. So as an organization, you might be using a lot of advanced financial controls, the transaction controls, as well as audit controls. And such capabilities really takes the game a little bit higher to give you more depth and gives you that very scenario focused output as you take it across. So that was a pretty much a quick glimpse about how these new changes are coming in, what are the overview. There are a lot of other changes which we felt that if we stick to the best or the topmost one, that would be a more justice to the limited time. And if in case you have any queries, you have any kinds of concerns, we as an organization are more than happy to support you. And as I was mentioning, Oracle's partner, TRP Global, being the Oracle partner here, we are one of the 3 official partners, and we have the largest published success stories across the globe. And with the certified and qualified team of consultants, we are at your disposal, ready to support you. If in case you have any questions, any queries, we also have an internal list of library of controls which you can keep it handy to just to make sure that any kinds of concerns or queries which you have are getting addressed right in time. So maybe before opening up to any questions which you might have with the last 2 remaining minutes, I would like to quickly give you a QR code which you can scan to follow our page for more such updates. All our pages do reflect a lot of updates from the risk management side and the various other application support which TRP Global puts in to make sure you get the most out of what you're deploying. And for any kinds of support, you can always contact us at the mail ID, contact us at techriskpartners.com. And with that, you can also join or follow our TRP LinkedIn page for any new such updates or any eye-catching features which are coming in your way. So let me maybe take back and take a look into the Q&A panel. I see that there is a question on the panel box. I believe Sresh, my team member, is trying to respond back. But let me quickly also take you through. EPM ARCS stands for Enterprise Performance Management Account Reconciliation Cloud Services. So till this point, EPM has multiple other submodules, and RMC or Risk Management Cloud did not take a closer look because it was focusing on the Oracle Cloud data source. But with EPM also standing across, there's a new integration with which you can deploy certain predefined control to ensure the access monitoring can be done for account reconciliation application as well, which is the stepping stone towards the EPM as well. So maybe in the coming updates, we would also hope and wish that more modules of EPM gets covered so that tomorrow Oracle's Management Cloud becomes that single source or that single application for your holistic risk management, be it Fusion, be it EPM, completely monitored. So I would wait for any other questions. If there are any, please feel free to write to us on contact us@techriskpartners.com. Happy to respond to any question or queries you have. Thank you very much for joining. It was a pleasure hosting you, and see you next time with new cool features, new updates as we take a look into other kinds of updates in the subsequent phases. Thank you very much for joining and wish you a great day ahead.